Shalakiya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Welcome to our class on Sunday morning, where we learn to recite and memorize a verse from Srimad Bhagavad-gītā. And I'm going to start sharing my screen momentarily. But before that, I just want to take down that we had Kiran Khosla Mataji joining us, followed by Aruni Mataji. And then we had Varshana Mataji, and then we had Garima Mataji, and I heard a few beeps. Okay, we have Madhav Sangani and Surachi Mataji also, and Judy Mataji also. I don't know which order, so I'm just going to put them like that. So as they are appearing on my console. Jyoti. Anybody else that I'm missing? I see 8 participants. Let me just see here the participant list. Okay, Varshana, Aruni, Garima. Okay, I got everybody in. So now we're going to do Bhagavad-gītā 2.62 today. And let's share the screen here. It's a very important verse. This and the next one, which will we do Krishna willing next week. So we were talking about how the senses are so impetuous that they carry away the mind, and they are so forceful that they carry away the mind of a person who's trying to control them. And then we also talked about how the qualities of a sthita prajna, right? It doesn't get deluded by the dualities that we have in life. And then our Krishna is continuing on that what happens when we focus on material things. Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate dhyāyate viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate dhyāyataḥ, while contemplating viṣayān, sense objects, puṁsaḥ, of a person, saṅgaḥ, attachment. Teṣu, in the sense objects, in them. Upajāyate, develops. Saṅgāt, from attachment. Sañjāyate, develops. What's the meaning of sañjāyate?
Develops.
Nice. Kāmaḥ, desire. Kāmāt, from desire. Krodhaḥ, anger. Abhijāyate, becomes manifest. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. So, what is attachment in Sanskrit?
Sañjāyate. No,
saṅgāt.
saṅgāt.
Saṅgā, right? Saṅga means when you are attached to something. And usually it is used in the context of attachment to material object. So guna saṅgas, karanam guna saṅgasya sad asad yoni janmashu. So in 13th chapter it says karanam guna saṅgasya, when you are attached to the guna, these material things. Sad asad yoni janmashu. Because of these attachments, we take birth in different kinds of wombs and get different kinds of bodies. What is contemplating?
Dhyāyataḥ.
Dhyāyataḥ. Very nice. What is develops?
Upajāyate.
And what is another word for develops?
Sañjāyate.
Sañjāyate.
And then what is anger?
Krodha.
Krodhaḥ.
And what is desire?
kāmaḥ.
Right. Good. So dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate. It's a simple verse but very powerful today. Sometimes you'll notice that in Sanskrit you find these apostrophes, right?
viṣayān.
Right? And when you see this apostrophe here, if you look at the word, what is the word corresponding to this one? On the right.
Abhijāyate.
Abhijāyate, right? So there is an A here, right? There's an A over here and the A gets dropped, right? We don't pronounce, we will say kāmāt krodho bhijāyate. So A is dropped here, right? And then it's mentioned here that the vowel is missing. It had been, consumed. That's the reason why you have a comma or apostrophe there. And the reason for that is, what is the consumption there? Or how did it get consumed? So let us look at the previous word, right? That's when things happen to letters. So the previous word is krodhaḥ, right? So krodhaḥ, A-H-aha. And then this was abhijāyate. So when aha and a combine, they become a o. So you see krodho. So krodhaḥ plus abhijāyate becomes krodho. And because this A already got consumed here, right, in this O here, that's why you have an apostrophe here, okay? All right, who wants to go and take the first attempt? Breaking down. I'm not breaking down myself because it's fairly simple.
Shall I start?
Yes, who was it? Karan.
Hanji. dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Dhyāyate, right? So here in the second line, first word, the N has got a dot on it, right?
Yes.
As you can also see, dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ. Here you see this one over here, this da with a dot, right? So there's a nasal,
Nasal
there's
sound.
nasal intonation there, right?
Saṅgas.
Saṅgas, saṅgas, not saṅgas, saṅgas. Okay,
Saṅgas.
all right.
It's
Aruni,
a French word.
yeah, nasal. Yeah.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Now, I wanted to emphasize this, good. I wanted to emphasize this N and this N. So there's a difference. There's an N with a dot here, and there is an N with this sign, which is called tilde, right? This tilde sign. So they will be pronounced differently. Okay? So this one, sang. Say, everybody say sang.
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 Ang.
Sang, like sang. Ang. Vyang.
Vyang.
Right? Vihang. Right? So, ang. Sang, right? You see? So, and then the saṅgāt, sun. So there's a difference. Sun. Sang. You notice what is happening inside your mouth when you're pronouncing these words. Sang, say sang.
Sang.
Sang. Okay? Where is your tongue and what is happening inside your mouth? What's the shape of your mouth? Sang. And then sun. What happened to the tongue? Sang.
Onto the palate.
Sun touches the tip of the tongue, touches the tip of the top, on the
Tip of the
palate.
sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost back of the teeth, right?
And the the center of the tongue touches the top.
Sang.
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 No, sang, the center of the tongue should not be touching the top in sang.
It goes up, Mataji, towards the throat, you see. Sang.
Sang.
Palate goes to the palate.
Sang.
Right?
The roof of the mouth.
Mouth is open and sang.
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 Yeah, the tongue doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, tongue doesn't go anywhere. If your tongue is
Doesn't go
going
anywhere,
anywhere, you give a nice whack and bring her back. Him or her, whoever your tongue is. Okay?
But Mataji, I just have a question.
Vyanjan, like vyan,
Vyang.
Vyanjan.
vyan, right? Vyan and sang. You see, you'll feel something behind in this area. Sang.
Yes.
Right.
Behind the area, Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay, Aruni, you had a question?
Yeah. So, what is the difference with an N with a tilde and without?
Sun.
Sun, yeah, yeah.
There is a little, stanchion. There's a little, stanchion is the yan. Vyanjan. You see, there's a little resounding sound. Null, null, vyanjan. There's a little, you feel a little here. Vyanjan. Null. Suniti. Simple. There's no resonance. There's nothing resounding about N is a simple N.
So you're just
Nita.
rolling the N a little bit.
Nina. Right? Vyanjan.
Vyang.
Ang. The three things which are.
In Hindi, Mataji, it is gya.
No.
The tilted one, Mataji.
Huh?
The tilted one and
The one with the tilde on top of it?
yes.
The one with is that Vyanjan?
Mataji, sañjāyate. Here in Hindi, it is written dhyāyate.
No, it's not gya. It's not gya. It's not
No,
gya.
top, Mataji.
This one is not gya.
Okay, half ja.
The half ja is coming from jayate.
Jayate.
Right, but you think the one on the top is the Vyanjan.
Vyanjan.
What we use in Vyanjan, that one,
Yes.
Yeah.
Mataji.
Got it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when it's in the middle of a word, it's very hard to pronounce. Like, if it's in the beginning, it's different, but...
And that's why we are practicing it, right? See this one.
Uh,
Come on, what happened?
Nya.
Okay, it's a see this one here.
Nya.
This is the this one right? This was the first sango. We are saying comes from here, right? And this one is yan.
Vyanjan, this one.
Yeah, like right. Okay, and this was half there, so that's why you saw half in my thingy, right? Okay. Good discussions. Come on. Who is coming next? Varshana.
Yes.
Go ahead, Varshana Mataji.
Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Very nice. Karima.
Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Nice. Kāmāt krodho bhijāyate. Right. So why do you think why do it say from lust anger arises? Why does anger arise from lust?
Because when we don't get what our senses want, we feel agitated. And then
Yes, correct. For 100 points, right? Kāmāt, when you have desires, when the desires do not get fulfilled, then anger will arise. Now you start noticing that in your life. Notice that today, how anger arises very quickly. It's just standing behind Kama. That's why they say that anger, krodha, is the younger brother of Kama. It comes right after that and very quickly. Start noticing that. Okay, who's next? Madhav Sangini.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Very nice. Suruchi, welcome back.
Hare Krishna Mataji, benefits. Dhyāyato.
हरे कृष्णा जी मेरी टर्न है
नहीं सुरुचि की बात है आपकी टर्न.
ओके
Dhyāyato viṣayān.
Dhyāyato. Dhyāyato.
Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Nice. Jyoti Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी ध्यायातो विषयन् पुंसः संगस्ते सुपजयते saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
So just some observations here that be mindful of the bar on the A and A with no bar. Okay? The A with the bar means you have to give more emphasis to that. So dhya.
Dhyāya.
No, not dhyaya, because then there is no difference. when I hear it, right? So here, listen. Dhyāyato.
Yeah.
Ya. Say,
Dhyāyato.
no, not dhyāyato. It is not. It's the same. Dhyāya. Say ya.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody say ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody say ya.
Yeah.
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 Ya.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Dhya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
Ya.
Yeah.
To.
To.
We.
We.
Not we.
Not we.
Not we. But
Not
we.
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 Right? We. When you say we, you see, you'll feel a stretch in your muscles.
We.
Right? Veena. Veena. Right? You see, Veena. And wish.
Wish.
You see, wish.
Wish.
There's a difference. Okay? Dhyāyato viṣayān.
Viṣayān.
Not viṣayān, viṣayān.
Viṣayān.
Don't eat the vowels for breakfast. Okay. Pronounce them. Take them out of your mouth. Don't steal the vowels. Dhyaya, that's Sanskrit. Dhyayato viṣayān.
Dhyāyato viṣayān.
Not na, viṣayān. Viṣayān. You see, it is a half N. Yeah. It won't be na. Yeah. Okay. Now, everybody got a chance to read?
Yes.
Okay, let's practice.
Yes.
So I will pronounce the first word and then you give me the rest of the line. Okay? Dhyayato.
viṣayān
Puṁsaḥ.
Viṣayān puṁsaḥ.
Not puṁsaḥ. Puṁsaḥ. Okay, don't have A and H for breakfast. Okay. Saṅgas.
teṣūpajāyate.
Where is upajāyate?
teṣūpajāyate.
teṣūpajāyate.
You put your eyes on the screen, your mind also on the screen, and do not think. Okay, just see what is in front of your eye. Let not your mind come in between. So just look with your eyes and speak as it is written here, as it is. Okay? All right. Saṅgāt.
Sañjāyate kāmaḥ.
Abhijāyate
kāmaḥ.
Okay, at this stage, what we're doing is I'm giving you the first word and you're supposed to give the rest of it. Okay? So don't repeat the word that I'm saying. Kāmāt.
krodho
bhijāyate.
Dhyāyato.
Viṣayān
Saṅgas.
teṣūpajāyate.
Saṅgāt.
sañjāyate.
kāmaḥ.
Kāmāt.
krodho bhijāyate.
Abhijāyate.
Where is abhijāyate?
Bhijāyate.
Dhyāyato.
Krodho bhijāyate.
viṣayān puṁsaḥ.
Saṅgas.
teṣūpajāyate.
Saṅgāt.
sañjāyate kāmaḥ.
Dhyāyate.
Kāmāt.
krodho
Bhijāyate.
So can somebody summarize what we are trying to say in English, what we are trying to say here in this chapter?
While contemplating the objects of the person, of the senses, contemplating the objects of the senses.
When we develop attachment,
A person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises.
Okay. So now that was not a summary. That was a recitation. I'm asking for a summary of what is being said.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay,
When-
summarize in few words.
Yes, Mataji. Madhuri, when we develop attachment for the sense objects, then if they are not develop an attachment for them, and then what happens is that the attachment arises, and then from the attachment the lust comes, and from the lust then the anger comes.
Okay. Somebody wants to give it in a more precise manner?
Yes, more precise I would like to give. That is that for these material objects, we develop attachment, which then turns into lust, and anger arises.
Good.
Here's
Now, what was it that we said that attachment, right? But what is it, that action that leads to that attachment?
Inclination.
Contemplation on sense.
Contemplation, exactly, right? So simple contemplation leads to attachment, which leads to lust, and from lust, anger, right? Which leads to anger. Okay, good. Now let's do.
Mataji, I have a question. What is the word for lust here?
Okay, who's going to tell me what's the word for lust?
Kāmaḥ.
Kāmāt.
kāmaḥ.
Right, yeah. So the word lust is used in different ways. In Sanskrit, lust means desire. Okay. But sometimes lust is also equated with sexual desires, right? This is also a desire. But in general, lust means you want to desire. I can lust for a Coca-Cola. I can lust for a Rasgulla, like desire it.
Desire. That is in Sanskrit. Otherwise, I have known only the other lust.
Yeah, sorry?
I have known only the other lust. That is
mostly people, mostly lust is used for that. Yeah, mostly lust is used for that. Yeah. But was there a question somebody was asking?
Yeah. I was saying that if you say lust arises from anger, what about anger that you feel?
No, not lust arises from anger.
I mean, sorry, the other way around. If anger arises from lust, that which is desires, what if somebody does something to anger, does something against you? So that's not your desire, but you still feel angry.
Okay. Now let's examine the situation. Was there no desire there?
No, there was a desire. That
a desire not to be disturbed, or a desire
not to be treated bad.
To be treated properly. Yeah.
But isn't that the basic fundamental makeup of a person, like that? That's not really a desire. That is like it's like love yourself, love everybody. That's what Krishna preaches, that you have to see everybody, God in everybody, so you love everybody. So which means that you love yourself as well. So that's the fundamental makeup of the whole nature, right? So it's not so much a desire as an innate quality of the being. So, and when that is disturbed, where somebody is not respecting you, isn't that not a desire, but rather, our very selves?
So when you say love yourself and love everybody, then when you love everybody, you don't want anybody to be to hurt them, or to be obnoxious to them, or to treat them badly, right? Like if you have my child, and if somebody, I love my child, and if somebody does something bad to my child, I'm angry, right? And because in the same continuing your thought, it's the same thing for me also, right? So why I love my child is that's why my desire is there, that I don't want anybody to be hurtful to my child. That is not a desire, right? So our nature is made up of desires, and that is why we were talking about. So similarly, somebody might also say, isn't it a nature that when something good happens, that we are happy, and when something bad happens, we are unhappy? That is also a nature, right? And that is what we were reading in the previous verses, is that nature can be changed. It's not inherent. It's not just like it. You can become a Satpragya. And that is what we are doing. If you look back and notice, we all look back and notice, as you progress in devotional service, which all of you are doing, progressing, you will notice, and which Vaisheshika Prabhu always says, is imperceptible change. Imperceptible change. You might not see it, but others will see it. So it changes, it can change. And our basic nature is something very different from, it is loving service to Krishna, which means that nothing points towards me. So when we say that I will not even desire respect from others, And that is why when Jagai and Madhai, treated so badly, right? Nityananda Prabhu so badly, Nityananda Prabhu still said, you forgive them, right? But because of the desire that human beings have, when Nityananda Prabhu was beaten, was hurt by Jagai and Madhai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got angry. It's something he's demonstrating our nature there.
Isn't there some verse in the Bhagavad-gītā or Srimad Bhagavatam where Krishna says that in certain cases you have to show anger in order to either teach a lesson or achieve a certain object? And even the Mahabharata, they do hurt their fellow being. I mean, to protect dharma. So when somebody hurts you and it's against dharma, that is and you have to have some emotion to defend yourself. So maybe anger is one of those
Absolutely. So today, and today's, and the desire is to defend yourself in that case. So today's verse is not saying anything about anger, right? It is just saying this happens. It's a fact. When you have desires, when desires are not fulfilled, anger will come. That is all today's verse.
Have a purpose in some cases, right?
It could be for a good purpose. Oh, Hanuman's anger for Ramchandraji, right? He used his anger. He burned the whole Lanka.
So does that mean Hanuman had desires? So he did have a desire to serve Rama.
Yeah, and that's it. And that is, now you said it. He was at that higher level where your desires are only for the Lord. You don't have any desires for yourself. And you will notice, look back at your lives. All of us, look back at your life. Contemplate on your life from the past 10 years and see how things are changing. They are changing. They do change.
What I understood from this is that in case our senses are attached to something, we have a strong desire to obtain. When we are unable to do so, we get angry. That's what I understood.
Exactly.
That is how anger arises.
Yes. And contemplating basically means that you are thinking about it. Right? For example, if a man sees a beautiful film actor, goes to a movie, sees a extremely gorgeous lady. You watch a movie, you come back home and you carry on with your chores. That's one way. The second way is that you think about her. Contemplate how the lips were, how the eyes were, how she spoke, how she walked. Then when you start contemplating, next time it will be like, let me find out where she lives. Let me write a letter. Let me find her Facebook page. Does she tweet? Does she do that? Then once you somehow you find that out, then you want to meet, then you want to meet, then you want to marry. And you can't meet or you can't marry. She's already engaged or whatever. Then the anger, frustration, all that will come. That is what today's verse is saying. So contemplating the objects also is not a very good idea, too much. That's why in some of the places, some of the lines, they say that you close your eyes. That is cutting off. And in the second verse or second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, we also saw, right, just as a tortoise, puts its withdraws its limbs inside the body. Similarly, we should be withdrawing our senses because they will go after the sense objects like that, right? So they will go after the sense objects and then we are doomed if we do too much of that. So that's why in some cases they will say you close your eyes. But again, remember, eye is not the only sense. We have ears also. That's what Vishwamitra was doing. He had his eyes closed. He was using his tongue and chanting something, but the ears were still there. So we are in a dangerous situation. We have senses. They trouble us, yeah? But you engage the senses in the service of the Lord. That's why they say that you watch, you see the deity of Krishna. Try to see, have it as a background in your cell phone, have it a background in your laptop. Do things like that, right? Okay, so we are almost over time. Can we all recite the verse once together? Or maybe once separately. Let's just do that to be fair. This session. All right, let's get started with Kiran Mataji. Do we still have Kiran Mataji?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgās teṣūpajāyate
saṅgas
sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodhaḥ bhijāyate.
Yeah, so while others are reading, if others can, while someone is reading, if others can stay on mute, because then I hear two voices, I'm not able to know. Okay, so Kiran Mataji, you just do a little bit more practice with the A, the bar, and not the bar, and then while you're doing the practice, you focus on the breakdown first, right? Focus on the breakdown area first, and then you'll get it. Okay, Aruni Mataji.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
All right, nice. Garima?
dhyāyato viṣayān
puṁsaḥ.
Garima must be on mute.
Everyone will.
Okay, everybody mute yourself. Except for Garima.
Varshana's done now.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Garima, go.
Okay, so
Dhyāyato.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Nice. Now, I wanted to emphasize, I have seen some of you saying su. This is shu.
Sure.
S with a dot. Shu. Okay, Varshana.
Yes, Mataji. Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ. Dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgāt teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
So I want the class to note that for these lines, number 2 and line number 3, they both start with sun, and one is gus, and the other one is gāt. So make that distinction, right? Saṅgas, saṅgāt. And then it's not viṣayān, it is viṣayān. Viṣayān. Okay, just put your eyes and then go. Okay, Mata Sangini Mataji.
Yato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Nice. Suruchi.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ
Viṣayān.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Nice. Jyoti, for the close. Jyoti Mataji. Now Jyoti is on mute. Okay. Come on.
dhyāyato viṣayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, everybody together.
Dhyāyato
viṣayān puṁsaḥ
saṅgas
teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt
sañjāyate
kāmaḥ
kāmāt krodho bhijāyate.
Yeah, third line is not saṅgāt, it is saṅgāt.
saṅgāt.
Saṅgāt. The first, second line is saṅgas.
Saṅgas.
Saṅgāt. Dhyāyato viṣayān saṅgas teṣūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmaḥ krodho bhijāyate. And next verse, we will see what happens when anger comes, generally.
right?
dhyāyato
Vanchakalpatarubhikṣā
Pathinam
Patityanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.